Welcome everybody, Tuesday Acres here. So today I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be is the easiest way and the fastest way to sharpen knives. About once every 6 months or so, I gather up all the kitchen knives and pocket knives and every other knife and blade that I use. And I get out my belt sander and get them all cleaned up. And it's unreal how fast and easy this is. So over the years, I've used stones, hones. I've got a newer style hone, an older style butcher hone, one of these diamond things that doesn't work worth a crap. I mean, they do, all right, they all have their place, I think. But for reconditioning and getting a razor edge on blades quickly, proficiently, and easily, and honestly for pretty cheap, this right here is what you can't beat. A 1x30 belt grinder kit, and we'll be using it on a 1x30 belt sander. Okay, so here's the way I see it. You can buy stones, expensive stones, cheap stones, whatever. It's still a slow process. You know, use the oil, the coarse grit, then the fine grit. Okay, can you get a knife razor sharp with a stone? Yes, it's possible. Same thing with a hone. Now, the hone is just for reconditioning the edge of your blade. But this guy takes it from reshaping the edge of the blade all the way through a final edge on the blade. You never see a barber stropping his razor on a stone. You don't do that. The only way to get a true razor sharp edge is with a stropping belt of some sort, right? Get all that fine, polishing basically is all you're doing, right? Polishing the edge. Stones have a really hard time doing that. Hones, you know, they clean up the edge, but they don't put a polish on the edge. It's stropping, and that's what this belt sander can do. The kit that I'm going to show you comes with the stropping belt and the compound to do it with, and it's amazingly fast. I can do literally 10, 20 blades within a half an hour, and you can make them basically as sharp as you want. All right, so in the kit comes with 600 grit, 800 grit, and 1000 grit sandpaper belts, and then a stropping belt. Now, if you really need to recondition the edge, you know, literally reshape the edge, start with your lower grits. And I'm gonna do one demo knife today, and you'll see how quick and easy this goes. And I'm gonna start with the 600 because this blade is really bad. All right, so my camera macro functions are not that great, but you can see the edge of this blade is all chewed up. It is dull, very dull. So I'm gonna start with the 600 grit, reshape the edge of this blade, and then we'll bump it up to the 8, the 1000, and then the stropping belt, and you'll see how quickly and easy it goes. This is going to be real time, and it's still only going to be a couple minutes, including installing the belts. This is your local Chinesium box store model, and they're probably like 50 bucks, 40, 50 bucks. Kind of annoying, kind of shaky, kind of loud, but whatever. I mean, I spent less than $100 on all of this, compared to the hundreds of dollars I've got invested in the rest of it. So here we go. All right, so a couple quick notes to begin with. Gloves, all right, you're working with knives and sharp objects and moving objects, and eye protection is a must as well. The actual process, I just do a couple passes each direction. I hold at approximately a 15-degree angle. You could measure out your angles if you want, but it's not really necessary, all right? These are not being sold at an exact ground angle. They're just for household use to sharpen them, right? So after a couple passes on the 600 grit, that'll clean up the edge and get it back to a normal looking edge, and then we'll go to the 800, then the 1000. It doesn't take much pressure. I give it a quick check, and there's still some roughness on there, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off. Now, as you're grinding, it does fold the metal over. As you're grinding it down, it folds the metal over the top, and I know my camera can't pick this up, but it is visible there where I can see it and feel it. And I still see some chunks on that edge, so I'm going to take a few more passes with the 600 grit before I step it up to the 8. Checking it again. The amount of new metal showing on the edge here is about the same on both sides, so I know my angles are about right. There's still just a little bit left of the chipping and crud from before. 2 more passes each side. Okay, I am very pleased with that. It's looking good right now. Now we're going to step it up to the 800. Some of these belts are directional, some of them aren't. But they got arrows on them, just in case you're wondering. See the little arrows in there? The direction you're supposed to have it rotate around the sander. Oh yeah, it's looking great. So now we're going to go ahead and get the 1000 grit on there. All right, so it's hard for you guys to see this, I know, and I apologize. I'm actually waiting on a new lens right now. There's still a little bit of crud on here. That's just the rollover. Other than that, the edge is cleaned up. Now it's just a matter of getting rid of the metal that's rolled over. So I could step up to a higher grit paper, or I can go straight to the stropping belt. So I'm going to go straight to the stropping belt, because I know that that'll work great. The kit, you can get them off of Amazon for about 45 bucks. All right, and they come with a stropping belt and some compound. You can, there's the green, black, red, white compounds. I've been using the green, you can tell. But honestly, any of them work. All your goal with stropping is to, hold on. The goal of stropping is to basically polish the edge of the blade, or just the edge, right? This belt's kind of worn in right now, so I'm going to hit it with a wire brush just to kind of roughen it up so it'll absorb more of the rubbing compound. Now these belts do come with a rough side and a smooth side. Personally I find the smooth side to work a little bit better overall. What you can do is put one compound on one side, then flip it over for another compound. So like the black compound is usually the high polish. If you're really looking for that super, super fine edge, go that route. But I usually, the green or the white on one side, and that usually gets my knives more than sharp enough. As a matter of fact, the wife usually ends up hurting herself within the first couple days of sharpening these knives, because they are sharp, which kind of blows my mind, because dull knife, I've always been told dull knives are more dangerous. But anyway, here we go. I probably put a little bit more pressure on this one. Not much, but a little. And sometimes you actually have to kind of roll it over to help peel away that edge, that rollover edge of steel. I keep a towel right next to me where I'm working so that I can clean the compound off the edge of the knife when I'm done with the stropping. So already, this is a gazillion times better. In literally just a couple minutes, we put a whole new edge on it, and it's sharp. You can see how shiny it is there. And that's just those few passes you just saw with the stropping belt. And holy crap. Wow. That is insane sharp. It catches right onto my thumbnail. Let's try a small piece of paper here. I'd say that'll do for a kitchen knife. So, look at that, a couple minutes. All right, so I got some of the crap on my shirt and the glasses and in my beard, I'm sure. But I would seriously challenge anybody on any method to be as quick, simple, easy, and efficient as this method right here. The only method that I haven't personally tried is that MDF wheel on a grinder, but I don't see how you could reshape your edge like on a belt grinder. You just can't do it. It doesn't have the capability, right? Sure, it could put a polish on it, and that's what most people use it for. So, all right, now you got to either go to a grinder or a stone, go through all that work, and then bring it to a stropping belt of some sort or an MDF wheel. You know, to me, this is just so simple that these kits, you know, like I said, on Amazon, you can get for about 45 bucks. The belt sander itself is maybe 60 bucks for a decent one, you know, not the total crap ones. And, you know, within minutes, you can have a blade done. You know, you can literally regrind the edge, put an initial sharpen on it, and then strop it, you know. I've actually been overseas where they give you a straight razor shave, and even a few places here stateside, and I never see them go and grab a stone to put the final edge on their razor. You know, it's a stropping belt, and that's what this is, and it is amazing how sharp you can get your knives so quickly. All right, so that's the trick. If you got any recommendations or you want to take me up on this challenge, maybe we can set something up because I'd like to see it. Anyway, if you do have any comments or questions about this, I'd love to get back to you. Throw it in the comments section. If you got anything out of this, please consider hitting that like button and possibly subscribing. And we'll see you on the next video.